Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Oh, shout out to my friends. I got 2 Android 13 friends. Look at that. All right, well, so in other news, I know I've been very, very salty about my summons lately. I think I went something like 1,600 stones without pulling the main featured unit on the banner, the last 3 Dokkan Fest banners. And actually, funny story, I was walking my dog and I did a YOLO single, got a Trunks fly in with Goku, and I look back down to my phone and all of a sudden this dude's on my screen. The SSR is on the screen, and I'm like, what? So I don't believe I've ever YOLO'd the main featured unit on a banner, so obviously I am ecstatic. And honestly, like, Android 13, not a super hype unit by any means, but it's just the principle of the thing, right? It's like, you want to pull the main unit on the banner. Yeah, this is the card. I look down and I'm like, what? So it was a really, really nice feeling. But anyway, guys, we could all go on about our shaft stories and our good luck stories, but what I want to do today is actually run this Dokkan event. So this Android 13 Dokkan event, I have run it a few times, and straight up, man, I've been fairly close to dying. Straight up. So I haven't quite died yet, but if you're running the wrong team, you could certainly perish. It's just how it is. So essentially how this is going to go, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to hop into this event. And I'm going to go ahead and skip us running through the board, and then we will go ahead and I'll show you what's up in the event. Hey, what is up? So here we are. We are in the Android 13 event, and if you are not careful, you can definitely die. So essentially how this is going to go is not yet. So obviously this is going to be, easy. Usually the first stage of a Dokkan event is like you can one-shot it, and we'll see if we can or not. I kind of got unlucky with the key there, and I didn't get a super for this freeze. I suppose we'll see. We do have some powerful units at our disposal here with Broly and Baby. But anyway, so we'll go over it when we get there. I will say I am very, very excited about Baby having a 170% leader skill. Well, not a leader skill, but under a 170% leader skill. Baby is a unit that is incredibly powerful, even at the free dupe level. He gets an additional 50% attack and 3 key for a pure Saiyan and for a hybrid Saiyan. So I think that he's gonna really, really be able to do some serious damage, like in Super Battle Road. There are many stages where you're up against like a Goku and a Gohan, for instance, or just simply a normal pure Saiyan or just a normal hybrid Saiyan without the other one. He's still going to be hitting quite hard. So that's been one thing that's been holding Baby back, is his inability to be under a 170% attack-led team. So now he's on this Target Goku team, which is a 170% attack-led team. And by the way, we had Android 13 back there, a free dupe Android 13, hitting for 1.77 million. It's not too bad. I think he's going to link up quite well with the LR Androids. And honestly, yeah, there we go, 1.7. Any unit that's going to have big bad bosses that share that with him, they're going to link up quite well as well. We know a little bit about Android 13. He's got that same effect as Cooler. So he's doing the same thing essentially. He's basically like a miniature version of Cooler, if you will. A Cooler that's not quite as good. That is a very, very good description of him. I mean, straight up. So he gives 2 key, attack and defense 30%. To all Android allies. So interesting that he does not give support to Target Goku allies, considering that is his team, right? I mean, so that part's kind of goofy. But luckily there are some androids that are going to fall under this category, including the LR androids. A couple of Android 17s and 18s, they fall under this category. There are enough where you can, at least have that come into play, right? So obviously running the LR androids is going to be really, really helpful on this team, because of course you'll be giving them defense, which they need. And then this Android 13, he kind of needs everything, but he does need some attack. But like, for instance, he wouldn't provide support to this Broly, right? Because Broly is not an android. I'm going to go ahead and save this Broly active skill just in case, you know, we start to get into trouble in that last phase of the event. Believe it or not, we'll go over it when we get there, but the last phase of the Dokkan event can really, really be problematic. But obviously Broly going to fit in, well, he'll fit in well on this team provided you have him linked up with another Broly, so he's not going to link up particularly well with like Android characters and stuff like that. Okay, so here we are. We're getting the fusion, Android 13 fusion. He is fusing essentially with Androids 14 and 15 right now. Who be expecting a showcase on them. I had to do a lot of grinding in a very short amount of time after I pulled this. I did not obviously expect to pull Fusion 13, so I had to do some sort of emergency grinding. I had to grind his super attack. I had to grind all of his medals. So, you know, I had some work to do, needless to say. So this is where we can get into trouble, right? So this particular phase, Android 13, what he's going to do is he's going to probably super attack us. And, okay, so we super attack him. Let's see if he gets us. But what he can do is he'll super attack us. And then he massively lowers your defense. Here's his super attack right here. So I'm going to wager he's going to hit us for about 200,000 right here, if I had to guess. 204,000. Wow, right on the money. But then look at that. He's hitting us for 54,000 on normals because he just massively lowered our defense. Remember, a massive reduction is 80% reduction in defense. Now, the one cool thing is if you bring a lot of hard hitters, you really shouldn't have too much of an issue here. Android 13, the actual boss, is not super tanky. He can just hit you and then just absolutely annihilate you. So we're getting the fusion here again, by the way. Now, you can prevent the fusion if you did not bring any other androids on the team, because you need 2 or more android allies, and the leader does count. So just to kind of clarify there, the leader counts, and the friend leader is what I meant to say. So the friend leader counts. So if you have him, 1 more android, and the friend leader, you'll be able to go ahead and transform. So anyway, guys, I think that that's important to point out. So it's the same thing with like future Gohan. You can prevent, yeah, it is a 5-turn transformation, correct? It is 2 or more androids, and then it is 5 turns. 5 turns? Yes, 5 turns. There we go. I had to double check there. So yeah, 5 turns with 2 or more androids, right? So we've been over that. But he has a similar effect to the in future Gohan, where you can prevent transformation if you don't bring any other androids on the team. Same thing with in future Gohan. If you don't bring a Trunks onto the team, you'll never ever get him to transform. Obviously, you prefer something like Cooler, where you have the choice, or you can or you can't. There's really no stipulation. Obviously, if you're not up against a pure hybrid Saiyan with Cooler, then, it's going to take you a long time. It's a 6-turn transformation. So the LR androids are, well, okay. Android 16 had a 50% chance to crit right there. I suspect we would have ended his career. There we are at a 1.5 million attack stat. Not too impressive, to be honest. He's very, very strong defensively, though. Oh, we'll take an additional. We'll take that for sure. And then obviously we were missing out on the LR Android support type passive because, we obviously transformed him, right? So then he just becomes a juggernaut instead of, a support type unit. So, but overall, guys, there is the event. I would like to do sort of more of like a showcase strictly on Android 13. He's decent. He's decent for sure, but he's not stupendous. That was the whole reason of everyone in the community telling you not to summon, is because he's just kind of there, and then not to mention, considering no one is going to be summoning for him, you're going to be hard pressed to find him as a friend. So, I happen to have 2 on my friends list, but I do have a couple whales on my friends list, so they obviously summon for him. I still do need some more of these medals, so I will continue the grind. But anyway, guys, smash that like button, consider subscribing if you're new, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Later.